So today morning I thought of this song as representing another Bernadette idea, right? A old person and a young person. So in India we have this idea of old person being always respected. The younger person is always respectful of the old person, and that is consistently said in the Bernadette story. But why reverse it? Why the old person see the younger person as a god? Because they had to bring in, I think there's a particular ilakkanam in Tamil where you make the younger person as god. They had to bring in this God is within you concept. I realized today morning clearly as a Dvaita concept. There is pressure in the society. So there is like people who believe in God, those who don't believe in God. Both of them would put you in a mental asylum if you say God is within you. Especially in very difficult scenarios, right? So the best format they could come up with, this is what I'm saying, is bring in dualism, Dvaita, and then at least the religious group will accept you, that God is something outside of you. And this is a very clever way of doing it, yeah. And in this song, if you see, but it's also presenting the truth of it. And in this song, it actually clearly indicates, Kannadasan of course, Kannadasan has done his research and people have given him very good quality information. Yeah, Arthamulla Induvadam guy. Yeah, the more you go into that phase of life, the more you understand why people who gave him this code or this idea would have given him this way. Yeah, so what's up? What's new? What's new in religion is this macrocosmic concept of sun and moon and a young beautiful looking person. Like Jesus is presented as a young and beautiful looking person. Yeah, so earlier it was all Moorkan and then became Murugan, right? Moorkan only used to be God. So if you actually go to Peru and all that, you can see it in the Tibetan Buddhism. Yeah, so God is presented as this scary form, not as this very kind form, right? How did Moorkan become Murugan? Is a very new way of looking at things, yeah. So that is, beauty is new. Younger is a new concept that's coming in, yeah. But she's presenting what has become new and what was originally there. Or he is presenting, or genderlessly Kannadasan is presenting it here. Yeah. Here I have the lyrics on the side so that we can fully understand what they were coming to say.
தமிழ் கொடுத்த பொருள் நிறைந்த பாடல் என்றும் புதியது. அருளிறைந்த புலவர் நெஞ்சில் அமுதம் என்னும் தமிழ் கொடுத்த பொருள் நிறைந்த பாடல் என்றும் புதியது. முருகன் என்ற பெயரில் வந்த அழகே என்றும் புதியது. முருகன் என்ற பெயரில் வந்த அழகே என்றும் புதியது. முறுவல் காட்டும் குமரன் கொண்ட இளமை என்றும் புதியது. முறுவல் காட்டும் குமரன் கொண்ட இளமை என்றும் புதியது. உன்னை பெற்ற அன்னையர்க்கு உனது லீலை புதியது. உன்னை பெற்ற அன்னையர்க்கு உனது லீலை புதியது. உனது தந்த இறைவனுக்கும் வேலும் மயிலும் உனது தந்த இறைவனுக்கும் வேலும் மயிலும் புதையது முருகா உன்னை பாடும் பொருள் நிறைந்த பாடல் என்றும் புதியது.
So here, it almost even the people who gave birth to this idea of Muruga are surprised by what it has become now, right? So originally, this idea of Velum, what I've recently heard is this was actually Greek soldiers coming in. When the Greeks came in, and they were mostly third gender who came in the ships, and they came in as these soldiers. They worked for the queen, yeah, and they had this veil with them. And Mail is authentically Indian, but I think here they are talking about beautiful men coming in as soldiers, yeah. Amazon in the other way around, women warrior or something. It's a historical thing that is happening. So Greeks coming in, and you see the merge of where Jesus Christ is also a beautiful man instead of a fatherly figure. Yeah, earlier before Jesus Christ, it was always a fatherly figure who was the God in the Old Testament. This young, good-looking guy becoming a God is a very new thing. It's happening here also, yeah. But there is goodness in merger, goodness in seeing concepts to be similar and the same, and it is an exchange of information. But still, on both sides, there is a high demand for dualism and Dvaita, God as a separate being. So this is happening, and this idea of macrocosm, because survival, macrocosm is extraordinarily good for human survival. I would never ever say that microcosm is superior to macrocosm. The entire humanity's progress has been shipping navigation based on the sun, moon, star thing, and the integration of cultures and exchange of information. For generations, people have worked hard to keep it up, and we are using it in all concepts of freedom and time and all of that, right? So it's beautiful concepts. Still, this idea of time and sacred heart is still the divine and spiritual side.
திங்களுக்கும் ஞாயிறுக்கும் கந்தன் மேனி புதியது திங்களுக்கும் ஞாயிறுக்கும் கந்தன் மேனி புதியது சேர்ந்தவர்க்கு வழங்கும் கந்தன் கருணை புதியது சேர்ந்தவர்க்கு வழங்குவோம் கந்தன் கருணை புதியது அறிவில் அரியது அருளில் பெரியது அறிவில் அரியது அருளில் பெரியது அள்ளி அள்ளி உண்ண உண்ண உனது தமிழ் இனியது அள்ளி அள்ளி உண்ண உண்ண உனது தமிழ் இனியது முதலில் முடிவது முடிவில் முதலது முதலில் முடிவது முடிவில் முதலது மூன்று காலம் உணர்ந்த பேர்க்கு ஆறு முகம் புதியது.
Multi-faced God, and the river God. So they combine the river God and multi-faced God in a single word, yeah. So these are political governance strategies that are still around, and there is soldier, military, and beauty and modeling, and it's in my workplace also. It's happening, yeah. So that is another collective human survival of different forms. There are pros and cons to them. People are working on it. I wouldn't say it's a gone case. People are innovating within that how to be more kind and human and truthful, yeah. But spirituality is mudalil mudivadu mudivil mudaladu, so that is young and old presentation, right? So these kinds of presentations are clearly showing what has happened and what has been the social pressure why linguistics and literary art, how it helps communicate. If you're really looking for God, if you're satisfied with the social control God, and if you're satisfied with atheism, and you wouldn't even go in here, like you would find it rather strange. So what is new? Pudi yadu, and what is periyadu, what is ariyadu, right? So pudiyadu is here. There is ariyadu ketkin has been before, and periyadu ketkin has been before. I want to present the periyadu next. Ariyadu is even very intellectual. Periyadu is like giving the really the power control tactics, and it's very informative actually. Here he brings in, this is the concluding part. So he says, Arivil ariyadu, arulil periyadu. Arivil ariyadu, arulil periyadu. And then mudalil mudivadu, mudivil mudaladu. Right? And then the last concluding line is the final statement. What he's saying is, மூன்று காலம் உணர்ந்த பேர்க்கு ஆறு முகம் புதியது. It's true for me. For me, I'm not familiar, even though I pray to Muruga and all that, I'm not familiar with the same face, multiple people coming and going, and this governance structure, this pressure, and even the spiritual and religion being used in governance, that coming from all countries, it's not just one country. So this whole structure, even the atheists are promoting it, so the atheist people are the ones who are bringing in the six-faced people, river people, and all those things into the governance structure, soldiers, and all of that is going on. But in all this, this is for social security and collective bargain and the governance structure, right? In all this, if you are searching for God, if you are honest about it, you would say, these are new ideas coming in. You can just integrate it somehow. But still, arivil ariyadu, arulil periyadu, but this is pudiyadu. Mudalil mudivadu, mudivil mudaladu, that is மூன்று காலம். மூன்று காலம் உணர்ந்த பேருக்கு ஆறு முகம் புதியது. Okay.